have to get you all something for your throat after that. Thank you guys so much for being here. This is so exciting. I love that you ran back in here. You are the best. I am so excited. This is the best. We're going to have so much fun. I'm going to get to know you guys first. So let's do it. Let's talk to you. Obviously, I'm from Ireland. Clap, who else is an immigrant? Okay, I love this. Immigrants supporting immigrants. Where are you from? Oh, oh my God, one of my own. I love you so much. Where in Ireland are you from?
Limerick.
Limerick. Do we know each other? Sorry. Okay, but you're from Limerick. Okay, clap, who's American here? Do you guys know the stereotype of where she's from? It's called Stab City, so don't fucking mess with her, okay? We don't have guns in Ireland, so they got creative. Are you from Ireland as well? Wicklow. Oh, look at this. Okay, nice. Are you in a relationship? Oh, okay, you were very quick to answer. She doesn't like you. There's not a hope in hell if you've been holding out. Are you just friends? Yeah. Okay, great. And so, what do you guys do over here?
I moved over Wednesday.
Oh, okay. And you were like, I need to find Irish people as soon as possible. I can't deal with these Americans. When did you move over?
2 months ago.
2 months ago as well, great. Why are you here?
For work.
Yeah,
For work. What do you work as?
Software developers.
See, and you Americans complain about immigrants, you fucking need them, okay? Need us. Maybe not me, but you need them. I offer nothing to your society. And what about you two?
Donegal.
Donegal! I love this so much. Donegal is the sexiest accent ever. They say hi, I'm from Donegal. Listen to it.
Hi, I'm Donegal.
Everybody got wet. Okay, get them up. And so, are you from Donegal as well?
New York.
New York. Are you in a relationship?
Married.
You're married. Oh, I love that. And it's for love. Nice. Okay, and you two, I already know you're from Mayo because your missus came out and told me. She was like, he doesn't want you to talk to him, so he's from Mayo. I don't know if that helps. Oh, wait, where are you from? Oh, my God. Look at this. Okay, Texas. You're here for good? Or for an abortion? You can go to Ireland with him as well. Okay. And how long have you guys been together?
A year.
And you met in Texas?
Not here.
I slid into his DM.
American girls are so confident. Oh my God. And you love Irish lads. You just love that. You're good looking. I'm about to say something really mean, but I feel like the ugliest of Irish men get the hottest of American women just because you like the accent. What is it? Yeah, but you're not ugly, so it's okay. You have the beard to cover up whatever the ugly is. Okay, so, and what about you two? Are you from New York? You looked terrified. I was coming your way.
Where are we going?
Where are we going? I love the American accent. Go. Where are you from?
Originally
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
I had decided to look at a map before doing this, and it was the one thing I forgot to do. So I don't know where that's like Midwest, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you're very polite.
Yes.
Okay, nice. Yeah, look at him. Yes. Are you from Wisconsin as well?
Yeah, I'm visiting.
Yeah.
We're a flyover state. We live Derry.
Oh, dairy like the butter.
Cheese.
Like cheese. I mean, it's butter as well. Fuck you. I take back you being polite. You're like, cheese, bitch. But, okay, hello, look at you guys. Where are you guys from?
Wenatchee, Washington. You've never heard of it.
No, I heard Washington, but then you said you've never heard of it, so I was like, I must not have. But I know Washington.
Yeah.
Okay, DC.
No.
Never mind. Oh! No, Portland, right?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. Fuck, I'm so dumb. Okay, wait, so you're a couple?
Yes.
Are you a couple? Friends. But you look like you should be a couple. You dress similar, you got a similar vibe. Are you sure? Okay.
Friends for over 10 years, yeah.
Oh, okay. Are you both straight?
Yes.
Ah, fuck it, ruin it. I love ruining a good friendship. But you're in a relationship?
Yes.
How did you guys... You're married? Married? Wow, that's very rare nowadays. Do you live in New York?
No, we live in Wenatchee, Washington.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. There's probably like 5 people in the town, so it's easier to fall in love. Your cousins too. I have a good cousin fucking joke later, so I'll look at you guys for it. How did you guys meet?
A thing called Tinder.
Ah, well, I don't know, because if you were in New York, I'd be like, oh, you must have really good penis, because women only go on Tinder for a one-night stand, but she stuck around. But she said she's in a small town where there's not other people, so I don't know. Anyway. But that's cool, Tinder. That's romantic for marriage to come out of Tinder. They should make that like an advertisement of you guys. That's very rare. And we see you two in the back. Look at you two. You're very fancy. You're dressed up. You look very nice.
Thank you.
Okay, where are you from? Dublin. Oh, Dublin. Okay, great. And are you from Dublin as well? Okay, and how long have you guys lived here?
We don't, we just came to see you.
Stop. No, they're lying. They're lying. That's a very nice lie you just told. Well, welcome to the show. Fine, I'll leave you alone. You're right, okay? And what about you two getting your drinks? Look at you, you're a hot couple. You're a couple, right? Oh, I just want everybody to have sex with each other. And so you're just friends? And you're friends with these guys? Oh, but you're 2 friends. And wait, are you both straight? But see, it's different. They're with them. You're alone and you're friends. Do you have partners at home? Oh. How long has this friendship been? Oh, all right, okay. What's with all you weirdos and your lovely friendships? Okay, and I know you, Aiden. Aiden's from Ireland. Is this your missus?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, are you American? Oh, yeah, he's doing what you guys did. Lovely. And then we have, were you from America?
Yep.
Yeah, you have an American face. You have like an Americanized Harry Potter face. And then we have you two here. Look at you two. Okay, so couple?
Yes.
And how long have you guys been together?
10 years.
10 years. See, that could be you guys. And you guys. Say, get your shit together. How'd you guys meet?
We went to music school.
Music school. Are you straight? Because you have a beard. Are you? Is she a beard too? I don't know. Wait, clap. Who else said they were from an immigrant? Always hiding in the back. Well done, well trained. Okay, clap again. Who is from America? Just because I want to. Okay. You guys have done a great job in the past at promoting your country to other countries. Not so much recently, but you did for a long time because you'll be like, come here, live the American dream. But then us immigrants get here and you're like, get the fuck out of my country. It's so stressful because nobody loves America more than an immigrant, okay? We are the true patriots. I left affordable healthcare to live in this pyramid scheme of a country. And I am still here. I get a lot of messages. I got this message from this guy recently on Instagram, and he goes, go back to your country, you ugly donkey. I know, I was like, excuse you, I am a beautiful horse. Also, his last name was Gonzalez. I was like, if I'm leaving, you're fucking leaving too. I hate that that's always their go-to as well. It's like, if you don't like it here, then leave. And it's like, I can't. I paid to be here. If I leave, that's a bad investment. I'm going down with this ship. And you guys don't realize how much we have to assimilate to your culture. Like, as a foreigner, I really hate tipping. But as a bartender, I really hate foreigners. Bartending is very different here than in Ireland, because in Ireland, I never had to learn any of the cocktails. So when I came here, they had to teach them all to me, and the first one they taught me was the Long Island iced tea. I was like, this is insane. And then I met people from Long Island, and I was like, this makes sense. Also, I was working in a cocktail bar, and they were like, so you're now called a mixologist. And I was like, I am not. That is so embarrassing. And all I learned from working with these people is a mixologist is just a bartender who does cocaine. I also think you guys have this really mean stereotype for Irish people that you call us alcoholics. Clap if you agree with it. One of our own. I don't think we're alcoholics. I think we're just really bored, okay? These Americans have no excuse. You guys drink so much. Even your bartenders do shots with customers. That's so strange to me. You wouldn't see that in any other profession. Could you imagine if you're going into a pharmacy and you're ordering your Xanax? And the pharmacist was just like, there's 2 for you and 1 for me. Let's all be happy. And you have a strange relationship between booze, drugs, cigarettes. Like, specifically in New York, I don't know what it's like in Texas, but they're so judgmental of people smoking cigarettes. A New Yorker will give you side eye while you're having a cigarette while they're on acid. And you guys might have left Ireland for the same reason I left, because it's a very small town, gossipy type of country. You know, everybody talks behind your back, everybody knows your business. So I was like, fuck this place. And I moved to America, where people say things to your face. I don't like that either. When I first moved here, I was smoking a cigarette out on the street, and this girl, she couldn't have been more than 14. She left her life to come into my life. She crossed the street to get mad at me, a stranger, and she goes, oh my God, don't you know smoking kills? I was like, yeah, you should start. Also, I don't smoke weed, right? And when you tell Americans you don't smoke weed, firstly, the Irish in the room, clap if you smoke weed, be honest. Okay. It was very quiet claps. You see that? The shame they felt to admit smoking weed. That's how weird it is in our country. It's super illegal. But if you tell an American you don't smoke weed, they fucking lose their mind. They're like, but it's good for you, but it's natural, but it's legal. I'm like, leave me alone. I don't want to be relaxed. The only time I ever smoked in my whole life was 12 years ago. I went to Amsterdam. You're so funny. You don't want to make eye contact with me at all. Every time I look at you, you're like, it makes me feel like we're on a bad first date. Stop it. You're hers. Anyway. I only smoked weed once in my whole life. This is in Amsterdam, 12 years ago. I went over there with a boyfriend from Ireland. So we were both just from Ireland. It's super illegal there. When we got there, he was like, we have to smoke weed. What's the worst that could happen? I know. I got so high, and he was like, are you having fun? And I go, I don't want to be with you anymore. God. I'd spend 4 more days with that man. I feel like identity is a big thing. In America, you guys are obsessed with identity. Oh my God. When I first moved here, and I knew that Ireland is a part of Europe, but I would never call myself European. Do you know what I mean? And then here they'll all be like, oh my God, you're European, that's so sexy. And I'd be like, okay. Yeah, so, okay, I have the cousin fucker joke for you. You ready? Okay, are you ready? Because you guys are like, even every single America will want to know down to their little ethnicity, and we would never do 23andMe in Ireland because we don't want to find out we fucked our cousin. When I first moved here, all of my friends were Latin. They still are Latin, but that was my very first group of friends. And they do not like white people, okay? They would bitch about white people so much that I started to forget that I am actually white. And my friends would be like, Katie, you never guess what this white bitch did. And I'd be like, fucking white people. This happens with you guys as well, yeah? My boyfriend at the time, he was a black man. I mean, he still is a black man. He's just not my boyfriend. I don't know how to say that sentence. But he was definitely ashamed to be dating a white woman. You might relate to this because anytime he would introduce me to new people, he'll go, this is my girlfriend Katie. She's not white, she's Irish. I'm like, did you just find a loophole in my whiteness? He was so funny. He asked me when we were dating, was it the first time I ever met black people when I moved to America? And I was like, no, you fucking idiot. I was like, there's black people in Ireland. And he was like, stop. I was like, yeah. It's like, you gotta leave America. And he was like, no. And I was like, yeah. And then he goes, so if I go to Ireland, I'll see people like me and I'll be accepted. And I was like, nah, you're still American. I tried to prove it to him using the census or whatever, because he didn't believe me. And when we looked it up, we saw that there's barely any Jewish people in Ireland. Clap if you're Jewish. All right. A representation of Ireland. Go over to Ireland, start populating, will you? My best friend, she's Jewish and from Long Island, and I didn't realise until I looked up the census, I was like, oh, I think she's the first Jewish person I ever actually hung around with, and I'm the first person from Ireland she's ever hung around with, so we've both learned about each other's cultures, made mistakes. I'll give you an example. She made me a cup of tea recently, and she handed it to me. She goes, oh my God, you English people love tea. I know. I was like, you know I'm from Ireland, right? And she goes, yeah, I met you people from the UK. I was like, I'm from the Republic of Ireland. It's actually not a part of the UK. And she goes, oh my God, when did that happen? I know, so she Googled all of this, because to her, me being from Ireland, not a reliable resource. And like, I'd never get mad at her because she doesn't know. That's fine. She's never been to Ireland. I don't know things about her religion. And I'll give you an example. This is so embarrassing. I get really embarrassed when I say this. I know. Okay, wait. So I used to work in Williamsburg. I don't know if you guys have been in Williamsburg, but for 6 months working there, when I was walking around, I thought Hasidic Jewish people were Amish people. I genuinely thought, oh my God, it's so great. They gave up their ways and horses to move to Brooklyn for electricity. I'm real dumb. When I told my friend Tori, though, she wasn't offended. She was like, that's why I thought you moved to America. It's like, fair play. I will say Tori as well, in her defense, and I don't know if you guys clap if you've been to the south of Ireland. Well, obviously, the experts like, yeah, I've been once. Okay, and so for the Americans, clap if you've been to the Republic. Okay. Clap if you've been to the north. Okay, we got a few people that'll try. Look at you, you're going to vote. That's so easy, you just jump over a fence. Okay, that's just a specific Donegal reference. But I would say, it's such a small landmass, right? And for such a small landmass, the north is part of the UK, so it goes off all of their stuff, okay? So different mailboxes, different infrastructure, different money. I only went up once when I was very small, and when I went up there, the main difference I noticed was we had different road signs. So in the south, everywhere you go, you'll see road signs with cows on them. In the north, you don't see them. You see road signs with old people on them. And I was like, how many cows did we run over that we had to put up signs? But how many old people did they kill that they were like, we gotta put up signs? Also, I'm guessing they don't have old folks' homes. They just send them out into the fields. Obviously, the Queen died as well. Do we have anybody sad about that? Clap. Okay. Oh my God, the Wicked Witch of the West. That was an angry laugh. Someone was elated. I have no feelings towards her whatsoever. Like, I'm young enough and I lived in the South. I was just playing PlayStation. I don't give a fuck about any of these things. But I will say the Queen was the first member of the royal family to address any of the stuff that went on in Ireland. She wanted to apologise for everything that England had done to Ireland. And she said she was going to do this by coming to Ireland, and that would be a huge gesture. Apparently to her, he's already shaking his head. Because she was saying it would have been the first member of the royal family to ever step foot on Ireland, which is wild to me, because they colonised the country for hundreds of years, but the whole time they were like, we're not going there, ew. It's funny as well. It's like, a lot of the people in the country, most people didn't care. Some people were happy about it, and some people were very, very angry, okay? And so we have a local TV channel, and they were just interviewing the locals. And one guy got on, and he was like, fuck the Queen. If she comes here, we're gonna blow her up. But when he said that, he was wearing a Man United soccer jersey. He's one of your Dublin fellas. I love how sports unite all men. I did when the Capitol stormers were happening. Remember, January 6th was a long time ago, but I am going to talk about it. Just because I remember when it was happening, a lot of Americans were like, oh my God, we have the first white terrorists. And I was like, excuse you, that was my people. I also feel like we shouldn't be calling the Capitol stormers terrorists, just because I genuinely think it's offensive to terrorists. And I'm not saying I'm pro-terrorism, I'm just saying I see what they do, you know? They go into a different country, they do guerrilla warfare, they're willing to die for their cause. And you're calling people who ran at a building, wouldn't even wear a mask, terrorists? It wasn't terrorism, it was a Black Friday sale. I do love calling them domestic terrorists, though, because that's so condescending. Like, oh, you little domestic terrorists? Mine are international. I guess then, so when it comes to identity, my biggest identity is being Irish and Catholic, but that's very different to the way you guys see religion here in Ireland. Oh, I don't know, you guys are way more religious than us. I'll explain it. So being Irish and Catholic is basically, we don't believe in all of that shit, okay? But I will apologize to God later for telling you that. I did date an Irish American for a bit. Now clap if you're Irish American. You're Irish American, eh? You're so Irish, okay? Like, so Irish and in a time capsule, and I'm not here to gatekeep the culture, it's a different culture. It's when I meet you guys, I start to question whether I am in fact Irish, okay? Because you know more about Ireland than I fucking do. I dated an Irish American that was so obsessed with Ireland, and I didn't realise until we were dating, and his people came from the famine, okay? He had a tattoo on his back, covering the whole back, was the map of Ireland. I know, and written in the middle of it was the word Ireland. I felt really guilty about my Irishness when I was dating him because I didn't know any things he was talking about. He would text me in Gaeilge Irish, and then I would have to go Google those messages. I don't speak it. And he smelled really nice once, and I was like, oh my God, what's that smell? And he goes, it's Irish Spring. I was like, we need to break up. It's not even sold in Ireland. I kind of feel bad for all these Irish Americans because they're buying this product like, I need to get with my culture. And it's a German-made product. They're just being scammed by these Germans. The Germans are like, we got them. He was a libertarian. When he told me that, I didn't know. Stop. Okay. I thought he was telling me his astrological sign. Honestly, I need to go back to school. I dated 2 libertarians. I know the other one. The other one I found out after, and I'll tell you as the story goes along, you'll be like, yeah, that makes sense, libertarian. He was Russian. Do we have any Russians in the room? Clap if you're Russian. Oh, okay. They're definitely just like, shit, what you gonna say? I do feel bad for them. Not like, obviously, the bad ones, but I just feel like, you know, the way we are as a people, we tend to group people and stereotype them, and everybody's like, oh, all Russians are bad. And I'm sure there's some Russians in the country who don't agree with what's going on, except for my ex. He is the worst person in the whole world, okay? It is a terrifying accent. He would pay for everything. And I said it to him one day, I was like, you don't need to pay for everything. He goes, don't worry. One day, you'll pay. I was like, not with my life, right? We would fight all the time. I used to love that. I know, I used to be so toxic, but I've assimilated to American culture and I go to therapy now, so I'm all healthy and communicate. I fucking hate it. But yeah, it was super toxic. We would fight all the time, and one time we were fighting on the phone, and he was shouting into my ear, so it was hurting my ear, so I just stuck him on loudspeaker. I was walking down the street. He's shouting in a Russian accent, I'm shouting back in my Irish accent. So to anybody walking by, it sounded like we were role-playing Taken. I love that joke because there's always like 2 people in the audience who are already like, Taken? When he heard that, he got so mad at me. He was like, they're fucking Albanians. So I was like, nobody gives a shit. Who cares? He was very tall and stoic, so the first time he met my friends, he just stood there staring at them. And I was like, can you smile or something? But then he did, and I was like, that is way scarier, you need to stop. Every time I'd go out with my friends, he would always text me saying, be safe tonight, which was sweet, but weird, because that's what my friends would text me when I'd be with him. And he wouldn't send me dick pics. I love dick pics, I'm gonna say it. Not sexually, they're just hilarious looking. It's like what is this? What is this thing on your body? It's mental. They look like little squidgies. Remember those toys? And a cold compress? This is so gross. Every time I see balls, I'm like, they should be on my head. Anyway. I love dick pics, and you know, a lot of people complained about getting airdropped dick pics on the subway. Fucking airdrop me your penises, okay? That'll bring a smile to my face. He told me he didn't believe in space. Okay, so not like personal space, he also didn't believe in that. Outer space. You know, the thing that we all saw to get into this building, okay? The only reason for you not to believe in space is if you're blind. I'd be like, okay, yeah, fair enough. But he had seen, when he told me, I laughed at him because I thought it was a joke, and he got so mad at me. He goes, I don't laugh at your beliefs. I was like, yeah, because the only thing I believe in is space. And it's not like that was, you know, we met on Hinge. It's not like that was an option on Hinge. Hinge is pretty detailed, you know? It didn't say 6 foot, wants kids, space is a government conspiracy. It's also their thing, you know, it's Russia's thing. They're obsessed with space, you know, the space race. They named a vodka Sputnik. That's their thing, okay? That'd be like if I got up here and I was like, do you know what aren't real potatoes? I'm sorry. He also checked my pulse to see if I was lying. I know. Which is worse, that or the fact that I did not see that as a red flag? I called my cousin back home, I told her, and I just casually, as if I was just talking about my day, and she goes, what the fuck is wrong with you? Just break up with him right now. And I was like, I don't want to, he's really hot. And she goes, Katie, so was Ted Bundy. I was like, bitch, I would have dated him too. Ted had a car. I would have willingly got in and been like, where are we going? After him, I dated a DJ. And you will hear a lot of people complaining about DJs, and you'll hear the stories. I thought it'd be great because we both work at night, we're both creative. I was very wrong, okay? I do like to talk about sex on stage, and I will later, and I think women should be allowed to talk about whatever they want. I think we get judged a little bit when we talk about it. And it's bullshit, okay? He did not agree, and he saw a set of me talking about sex, and he got like really weird, and he was like, don't be a hack female comedian that just talks about sex. And I was like, that'd be like me going to him, don't be a hack DJ that just goes wicka wicka woo. He did something that very embarrassed me, and as Irish people, we get really embarrassed easily. We're not great with romantic stuff or words of affection or love. He serenaded me in his apartment and didn't ask me, he just started doing it. But it wasn't like with a guitar and his voice, it was with his DJ deck. I know. So he's like, wicka wicka, and I was like, ooh, ooh. And he didn't want a relationship, so I was like, none of this is worth not even being in a relationship, so I ended it. And a week later, he sent me a present, and it was just left outside my door. It was Amazon present, which is also like, okay, you cheap fuck, right? But it was the Chinese cat, you know, the one with the wavy hand? So is that nice, or was he like, bye, bitch? I have an American boyfriend now. He's really great, because, you know, I went to the therapy to keep him. I get so toxic sometimes, though, just in my head, not out loud to him, but sometimes I'll be like, I don't know if he really loves me, he's never hit me. It's really bad. So bad. I was so bitter by the time I got with him too. I was so bitter. Like, any of my friends who are here know that I just always wanted to date and be in love, and I was really struggling in New York City. So by the time I got with him, I was like making my demands, okay? And I was like, I told him that when an Irish man dates an Irish woman, it's a cultural tradition for them to make them a cup of tea every morning. And he's been making me a cup of tea every morning for a year and a half. Then he met my Irish guy friends. He was like, I've been doing the cultural tradition of making... And they were like, what? And I was like, shut the fuck up. You gotta make her tea every morning now.
Coffee.
Okay, well, there you go. Yeah. Look at you. That's the American version. He did do something recently enough where he stereotyped me for being an Irish person, and all the Irish people in the room will agree. We don't really give a fuck about any of the stereotypes, okay? We don't get offended. We don't care. You know, like sometimes you'll do the leprechaun and you'll do the green beer and you'll do the kiss me, I'm Irish. We're not offended. We're just embarrassed for you guys. Oh my God. Or all the Irish here know it, and you're new, so get used to it. But every single day, I promise you, at least 5 people will do your accent to your face, okay? And a bad accent. It'll start with a top of the morning, with you, and then it'll end in like a little British cup of tea, you know. I just get used to it, but my friend recently, she did it to my face, and then she goes, oh my God, is that offensive? And I was like, no, it's annoying. So when I say this was the first time that I've really felt like, ooh, this feels a bit much, okay? He bought the largest bag of potatoes he could find, okay? The largest one in the store. There was like 24 potatoes in this thing. He left them on the table, so I put them into the cupboard, and the next day when he couldn't find the potatoes, he texted me and said, hey, Katie, did you eat all the potatoes? He thought this famine bitch ate 24 potatoes in 24 hours. What did he think I was doing every time the hand hit the hour in the clock? I was like, for my people. My boyfriend's very American, okay? And I will say the difference between Irish people and American people is Irish people are brought up to be extremely humble, that it's nearly bad for us, right? Whereas Americans, you're brought up to be extremely confident, where it's bad for you guys. Americans have the most confidence in saying things you know nothing about. My boyfriend had an argument with me, a full-blown argument about Europe and certain thing they do there, and then a month later I found out he didn't even own a passport. I was like, how dare you? And then I met his father, and it's very similar, okay? Because his father started telling me that Ireland was not part of the EU. And like, yes, I don't call myself European, but I know we're part of the EU. And he's never been to Ireland. And I was like, no, we are. And he was like, And I was like, since 1973. I remember that from the tests in school. And he was like, no. And I was like, we use euro. And he was like, no. And I was like, am I even from Ireland? When his dad met me, one of the first questions he asked me was, so how do you have your visa? I know. I looked at his son, I was like, I'm working on it. Me and my boyfriend are pretty boring. It's, it's healthy, it's great. So the only arguments we have are really little ones. Recently we had a disagreement on whether cats or dogs are better. You see how healthy this fucking therapy is paying off? But yeah, I say cats, he says dogs. So clap if you are... Well, first, let's go. Clap if you're cats. And now clap if you're dogs. Cat people, it's always less in the audiences. I always say cat people are more the chill of the people because they're always like, I prefer cats, dogs are fine. Dog people are ride or die dogs. You all just nearly lost your mind when I say clap for dogs. It's very intense. You're like, no, dogs are the best. I love my dog. I fuck my dog. I think a lot of it has to do with, it's just too expensive to have kids in America. So people have dogs as replacement kids and make them wear shoes. It's creepy. And we need to start shaming them, okay? Because, right, they have no Shame. You see them in public, right? But little dog with his little furry jacket. And he's walking like he's on the moon. And then the parent, because that's what they refer to themselves as, are like, do you want mommy to give you a kiss? Do you want mommy to give you a treat? Do you love mommy? Because mommy has no real friends. Gotta stop referring to your pets as your kids, because you didn't give birth to them. And if you did, that is a crime. You have to go to prison. Cats are more loyal, because people say dogs are more loyal, and it's not. They're so over domesticated at this point. Cats are more loyal because if you go into anybody's apartment, a cat is rude to everybody but their owner. That is loyalty. That is how I want my boyfriend to be with other women. When he sees a hot woman, I want him to run under the bed. I have a few stories why cats are better. So firstly, when I was living in Ireland, I was living with a man. He was my boyfriend at the time, and he was a gambler, an alcoholic, abusive. So you guys know, very sexy. Look at the Irish American coming out with the nails. Are you a cat person? Yeah, you fucking sharpened them today. I was going with sexy, but yeah, he was Irish. Anyway, this really doesn't help what you just said, but he did push me up against the wall once when we were fighting, right? In our bedroom, fighting, pushed me up against the wall, and my cat was having none of it, okay? It did that vampire noise, that cats do, where it's like... Made eye contact with my ex, and while maintaining eye contact, moved over to my ex's side of the bed and did a big shit. My cat was the original Amber Heard. She stole that move off Wilson. It is a female move, not saying that we're out here shitting beds, but I just think women are more like cats and dogs are more like men, because a dog in that situation would have just acted on impulse and would have bit my ex, right? And he could have been put down, but the cat was calculated. He was like, how can I fuck with him without getting in trouble? He still does stuff like that, because I left him with my dad before I moved here, because I didn't want to bring him here, because, the size of your rats are like little toddlers out here. So I didn't want to do that to him. So I left him with my dad. My dad's a farmer. And my dad was happy with this, He was like, okay, I'll get this cat, he'll eat all this mice. I went home at Christmas, so he would have had the cat around 7 years at this time. And when I went home, he goes, give me the shit cat. And I was like, why are you saying that? He goes, he hasn't eaten any mice in over 7 years. And later that night, my cat went outside, got a mouse, brought it in, and in front of my dad, ate it whole. I was like, this gaslighting cat. I think he was just trying to assert dominance, because we did have a farm cat before him, and when he got sick, my dad shot it. I know. I love telling Americans, because you guys lose your mind. It is, every time you tell Americans, they're so uncomfortable. They're like, no, in this country, we don't shoot animals, just people. My dad was doing it as a kindness, to the cat. But when I came home from school, he was like, he goes, Jesus, why? Because he ate all the popcorn. He wouldn't have. Famine head over here. My God, wouldn't upset that you ate all the popcorn. Anyway, so I come home from school and my dad's like, I had to shoot the cat. And I was like, I don't think that was your first option. And he goes, what do you expect me to do? And I go, bring it to the vet. He goes, I'm not paying anyone to do something I could do myself. So then a few months later, when my appendix blew up, I was like, don't you come near me. The first time I ever told that story was at a show here in New York, and my dad was visiting. And I had my camera up at the back just so I could watch my set for later. But he was sitting with a distant American cousin of ours. And when I played it back, I heard the American cousin go, did you really shoot the cat? And then I heard my dad just go, yeah. And then he came up to me afterwards and he was like, if you insist on telling Americans I shot your cat, you have to tell them that before I did it, I gave him a tin of tuna. I was like, how Irish Catholic are you that you were like, here's your last meal? And sorry, tuna for the Irish heads, but if I say it, they'll all be like, what the fuck did you just say? My dad's so great. We're really close, and when I first moved over here, I called him for advice because I was living in an apartment where a dog was barking at 4 a.m. on the dot every night. I wasn't getting any sleep. I felt delirious. So I thought he'll give me some legal advice, parental advice. And I go, what will I do about this dog? And he goes, just poison it. I was like, is that what happened to our other pets? I told my roommate because I thought it was funny. And I kind of regretted telling her because a few days later, she's outside with our neighbour. The neighbour's crying in the street. I know. I'm like, what happened? The neighbour goes, my dog died. My roommate looked at me. I was like, I didn't fucking poison the dog. I called my dad. I was like, what am I going to do about my roommate? She's looking at me all sketchily. This is your fault. And he goes, just poison her. My dad is so great. He had me from a one-night stand in Ireland, is what I used to say, until he heard me saying that and he got really mad at me. And he was like, don't be telling people that. I hooked up with your mother a couple of times. This is really horrible for him because, this was a surprise pregnancy. It was 1990, Catholic Ireland, so present-day Texas. It was especially hard for him because my mother she's not a nice person. They really did just have like a casual encounter, and then she waited until she was heavily pregnant to tell him about it, and she stormed into his workplace. Now, even though he's a farmer, he's also a policeman, okay? And I know, so Irish. His name is also Seamus. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. What? Is he a teacher? Oh, no. Oh, God, no. The only lesson she was teaching was to be afraid. Okay. I'll tell you later. But, in a second. But, yeah, so... And the thing is, I feel like Americans, when I say he's a policeman, sometimes, liberal Americans are like, boo. And I'm like, no, you can't hate my dad. The police in Ireland don't have guns. They just have sticks that they hit you with. My dad has a gun because he's a farmer. It's the farmers you have to watch out for in Ireland. But so she comes into his workplace like heavily pregnant and was like, you forgot this. As if I were a set of keys he lost at a party. What did you expect him to be like? Oh my God, my unborn child. I've been looking for that for months. Did you find it in the sofa? And they were forced to get married because obviously my grandparents forced them to get married. And it was awful for my dad because my mum was very, very violent. And that's not the story here. Usually it's men being violent to women. So it's awful from my dad, but also kind of cool that she was breaking stereotypes, Very feminist. So as soon as divorce became legal in my country, the dates match up. I think my father was the first person to get a divorce. I think he was lined up outside that courthouse like it's a new PlayStation. With his tent like, one for me, please. And it worked out really well for him because he met my stepmother and she's just an amazing woman. And they actually met in Ireland fighting for abortion rights. Isn't that really cool? I know. Well, wait. It's also like, okay, fuck you, Dad. I see you. I talked about that on a podcast, how my dad and my stepmom met, because I do think it's really cool, because, they met on something that paved the way for women my age in Ireland to be able to get abortion. And my sister called me, and she was like, my sister's from my dad and my stepmom, she's about 12 years younger, and she goes, what the fuck? Did you say that Dad and Mom met in an abortion clinic? But before I had a chance to tell her the actual story, she goes, Katie, who got aborted? I was like, not us. After a show once, an American came up to me after I did that, told those jokes, and she came up to me and she was like, aren't you so lucky that your mother didn't have abortion as availability in your country when you were born? It's so ridiculous, because if it had been an availability or an option, let's say, in my country, my mother wouldn't have used it. She was trying to trap a man, okay? I know this because if my father wrote a children's bedtime story, it would start with, well, the evil queen said she was on the pill. She was very violent, and I'm going to tell a dark story, but we'll go on this journey together. My dad would have to lock us in the bathroom to get away from her. And one time he had us locked in the bathroom. I was only 5, he had me on the toilet seat, and he was holding the door like this, and she was throwing herself up against the door like she was a demon, okay? And he's holding it closed, and he lit up a cigarette, and he looked at me, and he goes, I hope you're learning how not to behave. I mean, it worked. I've never raised my voice at anybody. But I picked up smoking cigarettes because I was like, I have to learn something! And then the final reason why I love cats, you know what's actually the whole cat thing is, my boyfriend is a comedian and he wrote 2 jokes on why dogs are better, and as a woman I was like, I'll write 15. But the final reason why I think cats are better is when I was small, and this is after my dad and my mum had gotten a divorce, my cat would walk me to school, and afterwards he would be waiting for me on the wall and he would walk me home. Isn't that so cute? The cat was like, well, the mother's not doing it. And then kids are mean, you know, kids, they bully me at school. They'd be like, there's Katie and her cat, and I'd be like, shut up, that's my mother. For the Irish people in the room, clap if you had a sex education. One person in the back, what was it? Okay, that's not a sex education. Oh, is that like sex? Nuns can't give sex education, they don't fucking know nothing. Well, yeah, it was more than obviously what me, Limerick, Wexford, Donegal, Dublin got. And I think there's a lot of shame around sex in Ireland. It even comes down to, oh God, like people always presume I don't like the UK because I'm from Ireland, but I will say I love their TV shows, okay? They're way more realistic because the actors are ugly. Every time I watch an American show, I walk away with a new insecurity. I'm like, why are my eyelashes so small? And then I watch a British show and I'm like, I am gorgeous. But I feel like I got any of my education watching their shows because they're fucking mental. Oh my God. We would never, ever show what they show on TV. They have a show right now. I went home for Christmas. I put on the TV. It's called Naked Attraction. Have you guys heard of that? Oh my God. It is mental. Oh, okay, so it's a dating show and they have to, like Blind Date or the dating game, let's say. And they have to go on and choose people or eliminate people. So the chooser is clothed. The people they're choosing are completely naked, bar their face. So they have to choose them based on their naked body. It's a very progressive show. And it's not like Naked and Afraid for any of the Americans, because I'm sure the Americans are thinking, oh, like a blur or a leaf on vaginas. There are actual real-life vaginas and penises on my television in Ireland. I couldn't believe it. I've never watched porn, so I was up at the TV looking at all the vaginas like, jeez, I didn't know they looked like that. Also, no pubes in England, by the way. I watched 12 episodes when I was home. It's so much fun because you're seeing them trying to eliminate people, but they're trying to be nice. They're on a reality show. So there'd be a girl and she'd be like, I want to get rid of number 6. I don't like the curve of his hip. And we're all looking at me like, we can see he's the weirdest looking penis. No, Ireland wouldn't let that. Ireland complained about a tampon ad, so they got that taken off the television. I know. I don't even have a good joke to write about it because it just makes me fucking angry. They also Normal People, which was a fantastic show. Oh my God, it really represented Irish people and our struggles to communicate. And it had an amazing consensual sex scene, and it was just really great to see. It was like, you know, he asked, and she was like, yes. And that was great, because, you know, anyway. That doesn't always happen. And he even used a condom, and like for Irish people, that's like, wow, a condom, no way. So it's great to show the youth that, but so many people complained, and I'll tell you how they complained. They wrote letters, which we know it's fucking old people. No one under 70 knows how to write a letter, right? Or they called into this radio show, and no one under 35 is comfortable making a phone call. And annoyed me so much because it's like, I don't know why you complain about a consensual sex scene, but of course old people would because they prefer rape. I'm so bold. The people who laugh the best are safe, okay? If you didn't laugh, I'm looking at you. But, I think Ireland can definitely come up to speed. I think New York can fucking tone it down, Jesus. But I did learn a lot when I moved here. Like, as a woman, I did not know I could masturbate until I moved to this country. And I'm never leaving. Because, I was younger, so the first time I orgasmed was on American soil. I know, I wrote that in my green card application. I was like, I'm coming. It's a fright, though, because, so I was 27 by the time I first orgasmed. So I'd had, sexual experience before. I know the Americans are like, no! I know my best friend here, the Jewish girl, was the one who told me to masturbate, and she was like, I've been doing it since I was 3, and I was like, I don't think that's right. But, the whole time I was, having sex with partners, and I was like, it's fine, I don't know why people go to war about it. And then I masturbated, and I was like, who wants to go to war? Let's fight them. And I got a fright because I really realised, I had been lying to a lot of previous partners, because men are really, and it's such a nice sentiment, but it's a lot of pressure, because you'd be like, did you come, 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 did you come? So I would always say, yeah, to shut them up. But now I want to call them all back home and be like, I fucking didn't. My Jewish friend, when I told her, she got me a vibrator. What a lovely gift to get an Irish Catholic girl full of shame. I did use it, though, eventually. I actually waited till the pandemic, the drought. But mine malfunctioned, and it would turn off right before I'd orgasm. I know. I was convinced I was being haunted by a Catholic ghost. At one stage, I was like, I know you're here. And I would say we are slutty in Ireland. We're just quiet about it. You guys are fucking loud sluts. I remember when I came over here, I was hearing girls on the train like, I gave him a blowjob. And I was like, shut the fuck up. But I was also like, my hero. I have so much shame when it comes to sex and stuff, and just being afraid of being slut-shamed. Because even in Ireland, women do it, it's very... I feel like it's getting better, I'll talk to my younger sister sometimes, but so it's good. I feel like we're on a good path, but I told my best friend, my Jewish friend, that I really wanted to just have casual sex. I literally have been in 1 million relationships, okay, just so I could have sex. What a fucking waste of my time, okay? And she was like, so you don't romanticize sex with men, date younger men, okay? Date men who are at least 5 years younger. So I went on to Hinge and I set the age range to 25 or lower, like a pervert. Like a man. It was, I was 30 at the time. I'm only 31 now, but I'm nearly 32, so this was like a year and a half ago. And this guy messaged me and he goes, I'm actually with my boyfriend a year and a half, so if he's in the room, sorry, it was over a year and a half ago. I just realised, oh, those maths don't make up. Fuck. But no, it was over a year and a half ago. And this guy messaged me and he goes, I'm so excited to meet you IRL. Now, I genuinely thought that was a cute nickname for Ireland. And I wrote back, you too, USA. Can anybody clap in the room if you don't know what IRL is? Okay. You really don't?
I'd ask her.
Yeah, it's in real life. It's okay because the president of our country doesn't know either, because his Twitter handle is @PresidentIRL. So he's the president in real life, but online he's just kinky. If you know him, that's really gross. It's a short man. Short man with a big dog. And that's not a code for anything, it's just a big dog. God, I wish we had like a visual aid. She goes, he's a leprechaun. And if it was an American who said that, I'd be like, fuck you. But he is, I know, he's very adorable. He's tiny, oh my God, as the Americans say, a short king. But, what did you say? A little what's that? Oh, okay. Hey, at any point in my set, did I look like I was, like, read it? Yeah. Honestly, you know what? When I started, this is a side note, but when I started going to therapy, I realized that my whole life, my conversations with friends were just talking about toxic boyfriends, and now I have nothing to complain about my boyfriend, so I was like, I gotta read a book. Just so I would have things to talk about. I actually read The Small History of the World, just so I would have things to talk about at parties. I'd be like, did you hear about Hitler? Wild. But anyway, this young guy, I was so nervous when we were going to go for a date because in my experience in New York City, men won't pay for your dinners, okay? You guys know, I know they're fucking awful. Oh my God. They are, because they're like, you're independent. And I'm like, I am not. And it's annoying. It's like, pay for our main course because we're going to pay later with HPV. So. That's true. Everybody over 30 has it. Mine cleared itself away. I was like, look at this super vagina. Hello, powerful. But I was so nervous when the bill came because I was like, this guy's 25. He's probably extra woke. He won't want to pay for my dinner. So I put down my credit card, but in my head I was like, please don't take it. Please don't take it. And he looked at me and he was like, this is on me, babe. And I was like, thank God, because this card is a fake. We were going to go home together and he wanted to make sure that I knew it would just be a one-night stand. You know how men are in New York City, they're very narcissist. And he was like, I just want to let you know I have commitment issues. I was like, yeah, I hope so. But he had to double down on it and he was like, because I wouldn't want to hurt you. Right now, all the women in the room are having a shared conscious moment because we've all fucking heard that sentence. Men are so hack. Who is telling these young men to say these things? It's embarrassing as well. What do they think of us? At the time, I was a 30-year-old immigrant. I hadn't spoken to my own mother in 15 years. So I'm like, you're afraid you can hurt me? I'd like to see you fucking try. I did take him home, though, because I was like, I hate his personality. This is the key to casual sex. We get in, clothes on, kissing, right? And I don't know how normal this is. I feel like it's more normal for the Americans, not the Irish people. Be warned. This is a warning for you, because kissing, clothes on, he started to slap my arse. I was like, what are you doing? I'm not a disobedient child. I am your elder. As a side note to the story, men always slap your arse during doggy style. I don't like, clap if you like your arse being slapped during doggy style, women. Ah, look at you from that Yeah, Tinder. That's because your town is so boring, you need to be slapped a bit in the bedroom. That's your entertainment. I don't like it because men will always slap you during doggy style, which is my favourite sexual position as a woman because it's the one sexual position where we don't have to make a sexy face, okay? We can just really enjoy ourselves. They're just like... And then men start slapping you and it really takes me out of it. I know I made a joke really early up top that I'm a horse, but I'm not really a horse. And the only logical reasoning for you guys to slap us is because you want us to go faster. But we don't control the speed in that position. Slap yourselves. My comedy goals are for a couple to go home, be having sex, doggy style, and the guy just starts slapping himself. But back to this guy anyway. We're still kissing, clothes on, and he has possessed the sign. And... Still kissing, clothes on, and he reached up and choked me. I know, at the time I didn't know it's like a fun American pastime. I thought he was trying to murder me. I was like, I'm so sorry, I'll give you back the money for the drinks. And he was like, oh no babe, girls like this. I was like, I like to breathe. I'm about to tell a really filthy story. Where's Zack? Zack has a rolling camera, and this message is just for my dad. You probably need to turn off the special now or disassociate for the next two stories. before I'll tell the filthy story, here's the thing. I do want to be able to have casual sex. And now, obviously, I'm in a healthy relationship, so not anymore. But I really did. I really didn't know a lot about sex. I didn't even know gynecologists existed until I moved over here. I just never... I know, and that might be more of a me thing. Did you know? You've obviously... No, right? Oh, my GP was shit. It's also weird. He's like your family GP. He was also... No, that's inappropriate. You know, they know you since you're 5. I don't know. I never went until I went over here. And I went, and she did the whole thing, you know, they check everything. And then she checked my boobs, and she goes, oh, you got dense titties. Now, dense in Ireland is slang for stupid. So for a split second, I thought she had stupid titties. But so back to the story about the guy. Okay, I was really excited to have this one-night stand, and I will say I have no fear that he is going to know that this is him if he ever listens or watches. Firstly, because he called me the wrong name the whole date. So, I know. And he was a bodybuilder, and he was very deluded in certain aspects, and I'll tell you why. Because he just took his clothes off and, you know, wanted to go straight for his stuff, not my stuff. And I feel like a good man will always get you to where you want to be. That's like insurance for when they have like a weird penis or whatever, you know. And that's like basic stuff. But he just went, he took off his clothes, and then I saw his penis. And I'm about to say something bad about his penis, but I want you to know that I don't mind a small penis. I'm from Ireland. We work in Celsius. Get a Fahrenheit away from me. I'm so sorry. So sorry. The Irish curse. Hey, for me, it's lovely, okay? Honestly, some of these penises over here have been eating those crazy tomatoes. They're too long. Oh, it's not natural. But anyway, so I don't mind a small penis, but this is the thing. I haven't had a lot of experience, and it was small and skinny. Like, really, I know! You gotta warn a lady, okay? And you gotta get me ready. Skinny. Yes! This was it. It was so skinny, it looked anorexic. I was about to get it carbs. Oh my God, he was so confident and so deluded because he just took his clothes off and he was like, you want to give me a blowjob? And the first thought that came to my head was like, what do you want me to brush my teeth with that thing? No, fucking thank you. God. I just told him I don't do that until relationships. No. But I was still gonna have sex with him. I'm an Irish Catholic girl. I would feel too guilty not to. Isn't that terrible? I was like, I don't know. I don't want him to deal with the rejection, like shoot up a place. I'm just gonna... And anybody listening to this, don't do what I did, okay? Say you feel sick or something, but anyway, I went ahead with it, and I was so determined to have a one-night stand that, like, nothing was going to stop me, so we got to have sex. Here's the second reason why I know he's deluded about his penis, because he... because he asked me for a condom. Now, as a woman, we just provide average-sized condoms, okay? I don't have an array of selections and sizes. So I just handed him my average-sized condom, you know, NYU, free one. And then he tried to slip his small, skinny penis into an average-sized condom, like it's his father's shoes. I'm like, it's not gonna fit. And then we go to have sex, and within 1 minute, I know, you guys know, I know. He looked me in the eyes and goes, oops. Nobody wants to hear oops during sex. I'm like, what happened? He goes, it slipped off. I'm like, of course it fucking slipped off. Oh my God, if I walk around with a skirt 3 sizes too big, it's gonna fall off. And I'm at, like, you guys have heard about, I'm not very comfortable with my own body. So I just started to learn about masturbation. I wasn't at fingering myself level. I know. So I was like, it's just going to have to grow in there for 9 months. I'll give birth to a condom baby. Write it off on my taxes. And he was like, he went from my head, because he was like, I'll get it. He went from my head to my vagina. This is like a 1 second move, but all of a sudden his phone, now he must have had his phone on the bed the whole time near my vagina, and he then turned on the flashlight. No vagina should be seen under a bright light. I told my friend, she was like, what is he, like a miner going for gold? I was expecting a canary to fly in next. He got it out. He put it into the trash can, as the Americans say, the bin, as the Irish people would say. This is a multilingual comedy show. And then this is to add to the delusion of this guy. He got back into bed beside me, put his arm around me and goes, so babe, you satisfied? Satisfied? I was like, this is the first time in years I've considered going to church. Some people see a crying Mary and get back into their fate. Mine was a lost contour. So my boyfriend now, kind of had, you know what, actually my boyfriend now is 5 years younger than me, so the whole system failed, by the way, because he ended up, we've been together for a year now. Oh, he's 5, yeah, the young ones are good, you can kind of model them, yeah. She's older than you, yeah. He goes, get out of that. No, it's good. No, he's really great, and like I'm not good with sex, okay? So and here's the thing: what I love about him is my experience has been in New York. Men and women love sex if it's a near-death experience, okay? I don't want that. So with my boyfriend now, he said that he's really into massage sex, and I was like, I'd never heard of that before, right? And I was like, what's this? So he massages me and gets off on it. I've been paying people to massage me. And now I have a boyfriend who gets his jackpot, right? I will say, if you haven't done massage sex, be very careful, don't do what I do, which is go to the bathroom covered in the oil. You will slip right off the loo. So, my boyfriend, I really, really cared about him straight away, and I wanted to make sure that I was like doing everything correctly. So I asked him, what would you like in the bedroom? But I'm fine being honest. And I don't know if you'll agree with me on this. I think when an Irish woman asks that, it's more like when you ask someone at a party, how are you? Don't really tell me. So he said to me, I really like when a girl puts a finger in my ass. This is the worst thing you could have told me. And I want to be progressive and chill and cool and all of those things, but that's like I was thinking like, you know, like cowgirl or something. You know, I wasn't thinking I would have to learn how to do a new thing. I'm too old, I don't know how to learn. I'm 31, I don't know how to finger arses. I'm not a doctor. Jesus. I obsessed about it for months. Oh my God, and in fairness to him, he just casually said it. You know, he's a comedian, he talks about it on stage as well, so I should have fucking known. Which, you know, that's why I'm allowed to talk about this on stage. But I was very like, I obsessed about it. And I asked all my American girlfriends, and they were like, oh my God, it's chill, it's beautiful. Just rub it, get acquainted. And my Irish girlfriends, I called them back home, and they were like, get deported. They were like, this country's gone too far. And then my boyfriend told me he loved me, and I was like, fuck, now I have to stick a finger up your arse. So then we were in the shower. What I love about her is she's probably tried to stick, and you too. Have you? You have definitely tried to put a finger up that poor man's arse. So it's the Americans trying to turn us. I know, and he's probably like this. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I know. That poor man. God, I know. We're just, and there's something wrong with us. We should be. Yeah. He's gone running down the street. Yeah. No, he said he's walking with a limp. Even I had to translate that for a second. I was like, yeah. Oh. But so I'm in the shower with my boyfriend, and we shower together. Sometimes we shower sex, but then it dawned on me. I was like, this is the perfect place to do it. Okay, you just gotta do it because the water would wash away any dirty stuff, and my tears, because I'm gonna fucking cry. That's not sexy. We missed that. She tries to finger your arse. And you've been keeping it tight and closed.
It's a good time to go tonight.
Yeah. I'm with you though, save it, because with you Americans, you don't want to do everything all at once. I told my boyfriend we're saving anal for marriage. So save it when things get tired, and then you'll just have to lube it up. So back to the story, we're in the shower. I have to say that for anybody who hasn't fingered a man's arse, and we know she has a lot of experience, but for any man, maybe you haven't probably done it, have you not? Oh. So Limerick Stab City and Fingering Arsehole City, okay. For anyone who hasn't fingered a man's arse, I will say, heed my warning. I'm like an old Irish witch, heed my warning. Men's arses are a lot bigger than they visually let on to be. I saw the visible disappearance of my own hand. It felt like I was feeding it to an alien. It was like a horror movie. God. And then all I did was rub it. That's all I did. Okay. I've never even fingered it yet, not yet. All I did was rub his arsehole, and I'll tell you this, I've never been more proud of myself in my whole life. I thought you came all the way from Ireland. You spent thousands on a green card to be here. And here you are, living the American dream. Rubbing arseholes. Then he told me I was rubbing his tailbone? I've never been more defeated! Okay, you guys are so great.